Today I'm discussing the fact that yes, your femininity journey, looking good, feeling fantastic, okay, doesn't stop. It doesn't stop when you're sick. Hello? She's sick right now. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop when you're in a relationship. When something terrible happens in your life, it just doesn't stop and it continues. And for me, it's a vow, it's a promise, a lifelong promise I've made to myself to keep myself in check, basically. Gone are the days where you're sad, down in the dumps, and just sitting on the sofa, binge watching Twilight, eating ice cream, popcorn, and anything else you can cram in. Well, guess what? Those days are over because we're not doing things that are low vibrational. Okay, watching Twilight is high vibrational, but putting yourself down is not. And for me, I feel like embarking on your femininity journey is something super positive, and it will just keep you uplifted. You're doing something nice for yourself, you're pouring into yourself, you're just making the most of yourself, and that is incredible. So let's discuss some benefits of your femininity journey and of course your feminine voice control. The first benefit, well, I kind of touched on that, is yes, definitely that it will lift your spirits. You're going to feel better about yourself because naturally when you feel like you look better, it's going to boost your confidence. You're looking at something pretty, you're looking at something that you've put together, and it makes you feel lifted, okay? So even when I'm feeling down and I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered to do anything, oh, I just want to mope around, but I have something that I have to do, as soon as I have beat my face, I feel like that kind of girl, okay? Nobody can actually tell me a thing, okay? And you can't today either. Not because of this top, which needs to be ironed, but guess what? Am I ironing it though? No. But my skirt is so cute. You will see it on my TikTok. Anyway, so, girl, my TikTok's over here. Come over and ladies, stop playing with me. Come over and follow me on TikTok because you're missing out on seeing more of me. Anyway, another benefit of your femininity journey, okay, we'll get onto feminine voice control in a couple of seconds, but another benefit of your femininity journey is definitely not just like boosting your confidence and feeling good about yourself, but you actually become the woman who you want to be. And in some cases, like for me, I had an envisionment for myself of the kind of woman I wanted to be, how I wish I could look, and I just could not for the life of me see that it was ever possible. But I decided I'm going to try, okay? And I started trying, and I look, it might sound like, okay, I'm tooting my own horn, but I look better now than I ever thought was actually possible for me. And yes, I'm not the prettiest woman in the world, but I am Beyonce's double, and that is absolutely good enough for me. So I'm still improving, whatever, okay, disclaimer, but like just putting that work in, feeling good about yourself and becoming the woman who you want to be is so positive, so uplifting, and that is a huge boost, a huge benefit from your femininity journey. Of course, when we get into romantic connections, you're going to have a pick from a much larger pool of more like eligible suitors, I'd say, like better kind of men there thrown in the mix. And at the end of the day, glowing up with your look is going to boost that. You know, you're going to be getting much more attention, fewer approaches, but those approaches are going to be of more quality, especially if you're putting yourself in locations where quality men actually are. It gives you the courage to go to really fancy events, really cutesy things to go to, more upscale events as well, premium events, galas, charity dinners, premium wine tastings, whatever, luxury events generally. It gives you the boost to go ahead and do that because you feel better in any environment that you're actually in, because you're feeling the way that you're looking, you feel elevated in your look, and it makes your mentality elevated, and you feel like you can literally just fit in anywhere, go anywhere, do anything, and it really gives you a huge boost of encouragement. Self-esteem is obviously going to be boosted. Your self-esteem is going to go through the roof, and so it should, okay? I am of the view, okay, that women have to have high self-esteem. They have to. It's very important. For men, they get more of their self-esteem from making money, being successful, having a nice car, having a nice home, you know, having a nice woman on their arm. That gives them more of a boost, but definitely the money aspect, getting their money up. And for women, you get more of a boost from your physicality, because people always judge women on how they look. Even like in my videos, like I'm very thankful for all of the compliments I get from everybody, but I can be doing a video and speaking about like anything, even if it's not related to like femininity. It could be on relationships or this and that, and I will still get compliments or comments about my look. Sometimes it's not compliments, but I will still get comments about my appearance, and this is going to happen to all women. It also gives you a kind of VIP vibe, because like for me, when I'm walking around, I've got my wig going, I have my makeup on, my little soft glam, a cute little outfit. I just feel like more I just feel like more of a VIP. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it just ignites any confidence you have, any self-esteem, any of that you have within you, and it just blows it way out of proportion probably, but it definitely helps it to scale up and leaves you feeling very special indeed. So some benefits of your feminine voice control: definitely, obviously, absolutely being taken more seriously. Like the way I used to speak, the way I used to sound, you don't realize how much people think that you are stupid, or how much you are not taken seriously, how much you are kind of being looked down on or laughed at because of the way that you sound, the way that you're speaking, the way that you're not using the proper grammar, the way that you don't sound girly at all, the way that you're speaking like street, or you sound very urban, or you sound whatever, this, that and the other. You know, you don't understand, you cannot comprehend, you are unaware, it's unbeknownst to you, baby, how like much people are looking down on you because of the way you're speaking. When you start implementing that feminine voice control, even if you don't have makeup on, you go out and you're using your feminine voice control, you're still going to have a very different day than if you're not using your feminine voice control. Like, it really takes things to another level. Getting attention from people who are more educated, thus probably being more successful and having better careers, you know, having more romantic connections with those kinds of people, that's going to be something that people who sound more educated and are more well-spoken are going to like that about you, and it's going to get you in the door a lot more, taken a lot more seriously by romantic connections who are of higher status, you know, higher earners, higher achievers, and the kind of men who we really are attracted to, basically, you know, the go-getters, and of course who understand what their role is on this planet. Of course, you're going to be complimented left, right and center about your voice. It's going to happen, and that is really a good indicator as well as to how you're actually sounding, because people are not going to compliment you if you sound all over the show. They're going to compliment a voice that feels good to them, that makes them feel comfortable. And something that makes them feel uncomfortable is incorrect grammar, sounding all over the show, and messing up the English language. I actually hate my lipstick combination. I just realized I hate when like your top lip is a different color to your to your bottom lip. Girl, okay, I cannot do that. So yeah, I'm gonna change my lipstick combination. I do not like this. Bills paid for, tabs paid for, free things when you go out. I literally went to a bar the other night and it was very impromptu. It was probably at about 5 p.m. I literally had my sandals on. I was still dressed for the daytime, and excuse my voice, I'm very sick in the moment, so I sound a bit yucky. I was dressed for the daytime and I went in, I had my little Bellini, and before you know it, bar staff is speaking to you. One person in particular was taking a liking, and I was just like getting so much attention, so many free drinks, and I was having a really nice time. It was a laugh. So I will definitely go back to that bar. It was a good time, and they had really nice cocktails. I had been there once before on a date. So yeah, rules in Covent Garden if you're looking for somewhere cute and old school, kind of traditional to go to in London. Having your feminine glowed up look, okay, plus with your feminine voice control, those two things combined make you, in my eyes, an elite woman, because it takes you out of the norm and it takes you out of the norm, and it really boosts you to the point where you actually stand out. Okay, not only are you acting like a lady, you're looking like one, you're sounding like one, like you're doing all of that, plus you have lovely posture, plus you have your beautiful perfume on, plus you have, you know, a nice walk. You're not walking like sloppy and everything, and you act like a woman who's very classy, but you still have, you know, your sass or whatever it is in your personality. That is it for me, which I'm trying to tone down just a tiny bit, but it's a little bit hard. But you have all of that going on for yourself, and let's just call a spade right now. There are lots of women in the world who maybe look fantastic, whatever, but I just don't feel like everybody is sometimes thinking about themselves as a whole package, and sometimes they're solely focusing on the way that they look, but they're not focusing on the way that they're acting. They may be still acting a bit vulgar, not acting like a lady, and this, that and the other. Of course there's a time and a place for everything, but I definitely think it's nice to actually be a lady, and your femininity journey plus your feminine voice control allows you to do just that, and really stand out for the right reasons. You will also have a better day. Like every time you go out of your house, you're going to have a much better day. Things are going to run smoothly. You're going to be having more smiles, more lovely looks, more quality approaches, okay, quality attention, okay, free things, whatever, tabs paid for. All of that is going to happen when you're looking more glowed up, when you've done your femininity journey and you are looking like you're on that journey, plus you're sounding it, girl, okay, you're going to be having a great time. Every day you go out of your house implementing those two journeys, femininity journey plus feminine voice control journey, you're going to have a different day than if you go out without doing those two things. A very different day, trust me. It's interesting because you're speaking to someone who has done the legwork. You've seen my transformations. You've seen my feminine glow up transformation journey. Well, two of them. 2 videos I've done, you've seen it. You've heard my older videos, how I used to sound. I've kept those videos up, okay? I am not ashamed of myself at all, of where I come from. I'm not ashamed of where I come from, the area I grew up. I'm not ashamed of anything. I really am not. I'm just not at all. I have really glowed up in all areas and all senses of the word. If I can do it, you can do it too. There are the benefits, and of course there are the benefits given to you, laid out, and of course there are even more, but definitely implementing femininity, feminine voice control, baby, and your femininity journey. Yes. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up for more videos, and yeah, I really appreciate all of you ladies, and I'm so happy to have you on this journey with me. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye.